Good morning, happy Monday. Feels like it's been forever since I've actually made a video and filmed stuff. It's just been kind of like not really busy, not really doing much of anything, to be honest. It's been crappy weather outside. It's been really cold lately, and I just haven't really recorded a whole lot because I've either been streaming because I've been stuck inside, or I've been editing videos, or just, you know, hanging out with my family. There hasn't really been a whole lot to record. That's the thing, because we've just been kind of chilling. So it feels like it's been like a week or something since I've even filmed anything for a video. It's Monday, so figure let's get back on the horse and try again. February's almost done. Tomorrow is the last day, which is crazy. You know what's even crazier? There is a dude on the way out to my parents' place. There's a guy's house, still has his Christmas decorations up. All of them, like whole front yard covered, lights on, everything. It's February 27th today. Like, I don't know about you guys, but like some people like to leave their Christmas decorations up a little bit longer or whatever. Leaving your Christmas decorations up till mid-January, end of January, okay. Like that's kind of crazy for me. I think once January hits, you get rid of them, but end of January, not the craziest thing, you know, whatever. Bro, start of March, the end of February, like, come on, man. Holy crap. I feel like that's just being lazy at that point. Everything's been good so far. Looking forward to the weigh-in coming up this week. It's been a little bit weird this week, a little bit different, because I've changed up something kind of with my diet a little bit. I'm still sticking to my kind of just loosey-goosey, eat whatever, track the calories. But I've been doing a little bit more reading and listening to like podcasts and stuff about specifically dialing in like protein. There's a lot of diets and different styles of eating and stuff like that that avoid fats or avoid carbs or whatever, but the one constant is always getting protein. Like there's no one that really disagrees that you shouldn't have protein. Even people who don't eat meat are like, we got to find alternative protein sources. Proteins are the building blocks, you know, for our muscle, and there's nothing bad about eating protein. You know, everyone agrees, whether you're gaining weight, losing weight, whatever, you should definitely be eating protein. I'm not worrying about my fats or carbs. Those things don't matter to me at all. I'm not putting pressure on myself to eat a certain amount of those or cut back on them. Just monitor the calories. But I do want to try to get at least 200 grams of, or I shouldn't say at least, because it's kind of hard to get 200 grams of protein in each day. But my goal is to hit 200 grams of protein. Generally, on a good day, you know, where I'm having like protein shake and you know, chicken for dinner, like beef for dinner, something like that, I'm usually getting around 190 grams. So right around that 200 grams is my goal. It's a little bit tough, I've found, to try and balance the calorie deficit with getting a lot of protein, because if I just wanted to get a ton of protein, I could easily do that, no problem. I could, you know, have a bunch of eggs, chicken, you know, salmon, like whatever it is, like, you know, have 4 protein shakes. But the thing is, like, the more stuff you eat for protein, the more you need, so the more money you got to spend on it, and the more calories you're getting. So it's a fine balance of trying to balance the you know, getting the protein in and also being in that necessary calorie deficit to try to lose some weight. So that being said, I'm just gonna make some oatmeal here with some blueberries. One thing I've been tinkering around with, speaking of trying to get more protein in but balance the calories with it, is I've been trying to cut back on like the sugar I put in it, or just anything added that doesn't really have a whole lot of protein to it but adds calories. One of those things is butter. I've been trying to cut back on anything I make that includes butter. I just try to cut back on how much butter is in it, because there's so many calories in butter. It's crazy. If you have a couple tablespoons of butter, which isn't that much, I don't know how many calories. I want to say it's like 250 calories for a couple tablespoons of butter, something like that. It's a lot. So I've been just trying to think about cutting back. So like, for instance, I have brown sugar with my oatmeal. My regular oatmeal I would make 2/3 of a cup of oatmeal, and then I would usually add 2.5 tablespoons of brown sugar to that, just to sweeten it to my liking. So I started adding blueberries instead, and then cutting back on the sugar I added. So I got these blueberries from Costco, and 2/3 of a cup of these are 40 calories. Not a whole lot of protein, obviously, but there's just a whole lot of calories, and it actually adds a lot of sweetness to it. 7 grams of sugar, not too crazy. It's better than just adding regular sugar, in my opinion, because you get the sweetness, you get a different flavor of the blueberry, and then just less calories overall than adding the regular brown sugar by itself. So now I'm going to add 1.5 tablespoons, so I've cut back a full tablespoon of sugar. Hopefully that'll just balance it out with a little less calories, still sweet enough that I enjoy it, and then that leaves room later on in the day where I could add a protein source and not have to worry about the extra calories that come along with it. With this too, I could add, you know, some eggs or something like that for some extra protein at breakfast. I just don't feel like having anything else with the oatmeal. Like, I feel like the 2/3 of a cup of oatmeal fills me up. I feel fine. I don't feel too full, but I don't feel hungry. It's just a good way for me anyways to start the day, and not a ton of calories. So like I said, I could add like a protein shake or some eggs to boost the protein in my breakfast, and maybe later on that might be something I do. But as of right now, I'm just gonna have the oatmeal, and then like I said, just different little things here and there to cut back on the calories of it, so that later on in the day I don't have to worry about those calories when I try to make up for more protein. Thing is too, like, having a protein shake with breakfast wouldn't even be that bad. It would add, you know, a good amount of protein to start, but then that means I'm having 3 scoops of protein every day. And not that I think that's a bad thing, but number one, I think it's probably always better to get protein from natural food sources. Number two, protein powder is expensive. If I'm taking 3 scoops a day, it's going to go through super quick, and then I'm going to have to go spend more money on it. Like I said, the goal is to get to 200 grams of protein every day. If I don't, I don't, but I'm not going to, you know, overextend myself or start eating or drinking stuff that, you know, makes me feel too full or I'm not enjoying just because I want to hit that 200. Like I said, on average, usually I've been hitting anywhere between 160 to 180, so, I mean, that's good. I don't think that's a bad thing. But yeah, that's been one thing that I've kind of added in just to kind of dial in the diet a little bit. I've talked about before, kind of ad nauseum at this point, so I won't mention it too much, but I've talked about how I want to lose weight by burning fat, not burning muscle. And one of the most important ways to do that, other than just lowering your calories and making sure you're only losing 1 to 2 pounds a week, is getting in enough protein. You have to make sure that you're taking in a sufficient amount of protein to, you know, support those muscles. Generally, there's a whole bunch of different ways of thinking about it. Everyone has their own opinion, it feels like. The way I kind of have averaged it out between all the opinions I've heard and all the different theories I've heard is essentially take whatever you want your goal body weight to be. If anyone doesn't know, the goal is to get under 200 pounds, 199.9 pounds. So 200 is the goal, essentially. I think it's something like multiply your goal weight by 0.7 or something like that, and that's how much protein in grams you should be getting each day. And essentially, I guess the theory behind that is like, you want to support the amount of muscle mass you need with the amount of protein you're getting, and you don't need to support, like, I'm 240 whatever pounds right now. I don't need to support the muscle mass of a 240 pound person because I have excess amount of fat on my body. So it's not like I need the amount of protein to support 240 pounds of muscle. I need the amount of protein to support 200 pounds because that's what I want to get to. Like I said, there's a ton of different theories people have. Some people say you should be getting, you know, a gram of protein for every pound of weight you have, and then you should decrease it as you go. So right now I should be getting 240 plus grams of protein, and then as I lose weight, that those grams of protein decrease. The thing is, you can get a lot of protein, but there's calories that come along with it, and there's costs that come along with it. Those are two things that are kind of governing the diet I have right now, is the calories that come in and the cost for the food. So I think I'm doing pretty decent, but still pretty much staying kind of, like I said, loosey-goosey with my diet. Everything's been working well so far. Everything's been really good in terms of not being too difficult, not making me want to quit. So I don't want to mess with that formula too much because I don't want to get too specific in what I eat and all that stuff, because I don't want to feel like I'm on some super restrictive diet that's not going to allow me, you know, just the freedom to live life and be sustainable. So, you know, that's one wrinkle I'm throwing in, trying to get 200 grams of protein in each day. If I don't hit that goal, I'm not super upset about it. If I come nowhere near it, then I'm like, okay, I need to do better. But, you know, if I get 170, 180 grams of protein, I'm fine with that. Like, just because I don't hit 200, it's not that big of a deal. I hope everyone's weekend was pretty good, though. We didn't really get up to too much this weekend. Theo was a little bit under the weather. He didn't have a fever or anything like that. We took his temperature all weekend. But he did have a runny nose. He was sneezing and, you know, was had a lot of mucus and stuff like that. But I think it was like, maybe he got the start of something but didn't fully get sick. Because, like I said, he never had a fever. He was never, like, whining excessively. He slept really well, other than, like, his nose getting stuffed up and waking him up. Everything's been pretty good, and he's feeling a lot better today, it seems like. So, basically, because of that, we were kind of just didn't really want to do anything, didn't want to go anywhere, because it's been, like, minus 14 Celsius kind of all weekend, minus 10, minus 14. So we didn't really want to take him out and do anything. We didn't want to go anywhere with anyone in case he was sick. We don't want to get them sick. We don't want to get him sicker. So We kind of just stuck around here, didn't do a whole lot, cleaned up around here a little bit. I rearranged our whole storage closet over the weekend to get our stroller in there, because our stroller's been sitting out in the open, kind of taking up room. Along with throwing the extra protein in as a wrinkle to my diet, I also do want to try to maybe twice a week go for like a little bit of a run, whether that's outside or on a treadmill. Like I talked about before, the last 5K I did for the check-in, New Year's resolution check-in video, I want to try to run and work my cardiovascular system more between those runs, so that every time I do a 5K, it's not like the first time I've run in a month. Not that it has to be anything, again, super specific or crazy, and not that I'm just focusing on running. I definitely want to focus more on lifting weights for my physical activity, but I think it's important that I do some runs in between then, so I actually am working my cardio and not just relying on one run every month. One thing I've noticed too is if I'm going to get a workout in during the day, I want to make sure I actually do that, you know, during the day here while I'm kind of here by myself. Theo's at my parents' place and Joanna's at work, because I've noticed if I try to leave it till the afternoon when everyone's home, sure, Theo goes to bed at 7, so I could try to do after that, but then, you know, Joanna's home from work, she wants to have dinner, she wants to, you know, chill out. She doesn't want to have to, like, give me the whole living room so I can work out or whatever, so it's kind of unfair to her if I take over and do a full workout. So I've been trying to basically just make sure that if I do want to get a workout in, I actually get it done during the day. It's always nice to think like, oh, I can just do it later on, but you know, it just doesn't really happen. And I've been saying this for a little bit, but I haven't really gotten back to delivering food lately, and I want to do that just to try to, you know, help out a little bit more financially. Can't deliver food in the evening if I'm working out in the evening, so, or I can't work out in the evening if I'm delivering food, you know, vice versa. But then the other struggle with that is if I want to get videos edited, the best time to do it is during the day as well. If I don't do it during the day, I have to do it during the evening. It's either I do videos during the day, and I probably won't work out in the evening, or I work out in the day, and then I do videos in the evening, but that means I can't do anything else. You know what I mean? So, it's tough, man. Alright, I'm just going to go chill for 10 or 15 minutes, watch some YouTube videos, and enjoy my breakfast, and then start getting some work done. But honestly, everything's been pretty good. Yeah, I've been feeling pretty good about how the videos are getting made and everything. Like I said, I just kind of feel like over the last week and a half, I just haven't filmed a whole lot. So I gotta just get better at doing that again. It's always a little bit tougher, in my opinion, when there's just not a whole lot going on in my real life, because it's been cold and we've been stuck inside, and Theo's been a little sick, and there's not a whole lot going on, you know, there's not a whole lot to film, and there's not a whole lot of motivation to actually want to film stuff. So I think tonight actually we're going to make some homemade pizza, so that should be awesome. Because of that, I'm going to make sure that I don't eat a ton of calories early in the day, and I also get a workout in. Going to make sure of that for sure, just so I'm set up for the evening time. Probably going to work here for an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, just on some video stuff, and then going to decide whether I want to do weightlifting for a workout or if I want to go for a bit of a run. Kind of play it by ear and see how I feel after my breakfast, but that's the plan. See how it goes. All right, I'm definitely getting way more efficient, quicker. I don't know what it is, picking up little tricks here and there for editing my videos, because I just got another video pretty much done. I just need to add a few small things, render it, and then I'll post it. So I'm definitely happy with just being a little bit quicker at my editing now, because that was one of the things that was kind of bogging me down before, was just being so kind of slow or inefficient, I guess. Not really slow, but just inefficient at editing. Number one, I think I just have gotten used to editing the videos the way I do, so just a little bit quicker now. Number two, I've used more shortcuts now. And number three, I also learned that I can bring up past projects on DaVinci Resolve. I didn't know this for the longest time. This is how much of a a noob I am with it, but you can pick up past projects, so I can just copy and paste stuff. So like the dates that pop up, or the YouTube call to action, like the subscribe button, or the outro of the video, or just different things that I repeat almost every video, I can just copy and paste those now rather than having to make them every single time. So for the longest time, I was just remaking those every single time. And that was just a big waste of time because I can just copy and paste. I did not know that. Anyways, it is 20 after 12 right now. Joanna finishes work at 2:30 today. She has an early day today, all week actually. So that means I have to pick Theo up at 1:45 from my parents. That means I have to leave here around 1:20. So I have about an hour to work out. So I'm going to try to get a good 40-minute workout in, make a smoothie, jump on the road to get Theo, pick up Joanna, start the rest of the day. So before all that, gonna get a workout in. Starting off the week doing chest and triceps. I did 4 sets on each exercise, but I had to do them pretty quick, so you'll see that my weight didn't go super heavy on some of the exercises. I think in between each set I was doing maybe 30 seconds rest. I was trying to keep that pace pretty quick because I had to be done this workout in about 40 minutes total, because after the workout I had to get ready to go pick up Theo as well. So a quick workout, but I got all the exercises in that I wanted to, and it was a really good workout overall, so I was happy with it. All right, that was a good workout. It was a quick one. It was like 35, 40 minutes maybe. Feels good though. My arm is like shaking right now holding this, so that means I had a good workout for sure. Just gonna make a quick smoothie right now. Hopefully jump in the shower and then go get Theo and Joanna. And then we'll see what's up for the afternoon. All right, so we're doing homemade pizza tonight. Right here, this is store-bought dough that I'm just preparing right now, and then Joanna has made her own dough, which is right here, and it's proofing. It's risen a whole bunch. So I'm thinking it's going to turn out really well. We're going to see if the store-bought dough is better or if the homemade stuff's better. see what Theo thinks too. He's excited for the pizza. But I'm just getting this one ready. We're going to have pepperoni, mushrooms, and cheese on this one, and I don't know what we'll have on this one, but we'll see how it turns out. So here's us making the pizzas, and for these pizzas, there's nothing unusual about them. They're not cauliflower crusts or chicken crusts or anything. They're just regular dough, regular sauce, regular toppings. And one of the specific things I'm doing on my weight loss journey that I've said a bunch of times is I don't want to really eat anything that's like super restrictive or out of the ordinary that I regularly would, because I want this to be sustainable. I want this to be what I'm doing for the rest of my life. So I'm just eating regular food and accounting for the calories, and that's exactly what I did. This food was delicious. It was awesome. It hit the spot for any pizza cravings I had for sure, and I'll definitely be making these again. But if I'm gonna eat this stuff, it's just important to know that I got to eat less earlier in the day so I can make room for these calories in the evening. Well, we had dinner. We had the homemade pizzas. They were delicious. The dough that Joanna made was the best by far. The store-bought one was okay. It wasn't bad, but it just wasn't as good as hers. She made a really good dough. So she made enough for 3 pizzas. So we have 2 more stored in the freezer. I can make those up whenever. I made sure today that I worked out enough, and I actually went for a little bit of a walk too to make sure I burned enough calories, and I'm still going to be in a deficit even though I had the pizza. I did add up all the calories for the crust and the sauce and the pepperonis and everything, so we're good there. I'm just kind of hanging out here, chilling, just drinking some water, watching the hockey games. Just been a nice chill night. it's just so freaking hot in here right now. That's why I'm not wearing a shirt right now. It's just so freaking hot. The thing with this building is some people who have followed me over on Twitch know this, but this building, as nice as it has been or whatever, it has really weird pipes. And in the wintertime, if you leave your windows open when it's negative temperatures, so in Celsius, anything below 0, if you leave your windows open for an extended period of time, meaning like 2-3 hours, the pipes will actually freeze, like the radiator pipes, and then they'll burst and it'll flood your apartment. It's happened twice to us. The first time we left our window open and just were completely unaware that was even a possibility. We had no idea. And I woke up to like burning hot water when I got out of bed, just flooding my bedroom. The second time, my room with all my computer stuff flooded, but it was okay. Nothing got damaged or anything, which is awesome. It was just a freak accident. It wasn't because I think they said it was because either someone below us or beside us had their windows open for an extended period of time, and it like froze the pipes in our. I don't know how they explained it somehow. But it wasn't our fault, I guess, because after the first one, we definitely didn't keep our windows open. Long story short, in the wintertime, what kind of sucks is I usually love to have the windows open to sleep, but we can't. And because we live in an apartment, if anyone is familiar with living in an apartment during wintertime, you're surrounded by other families on top, beside, everything, and they're all heating their apartments as well. So it's basically just like a giant sauna, and no one can open their windows for an extended period of time, so it gets really hot. So it sucks. In the summertime, it's hot because there's no AC. In the wintertime, it's hot because we can't open the windows for a long time. So I have been just opening the patio door here for like an hour, then I'll close it, then open it for an hour, then I'll close it. But yeah, it's freaking boiling in here right now. I think it's 26 Celsius in here right now, and the heat's off. Like, we turned it off. I've been opening the windows periodically. But anyways, that's just besides the point. This Wednesday, I have the 120-day update coming up, so I'll be taking my pictures, doing my measurements, all that good stuff. This one came quick because February is the shortest month of the year, so even though it's just a couple days shorter than regular, it really did come quick. I was surprised. I don't really know how the comparisons are going to be. I do think that my measurement comparisons are going to be really good compared to the last few months. I'm only saying that because my belt has been tightening up a lot more recently than it has been in the past couple months. So I think the measurements are going to look good. But I don't know. I haven't looked at the pictures really. I haven't watched the video from last month that much because, again, I like to give myself more of a genuine reaction when I see all the comparisons. So I don't really know how much I've changed. And, you know, I've talked about it day to day. I look at myself in the mirror, and one day I think I look really good. The next day I think I've gained 15 pounds. So either way, I'm looking forward to the 120-day update. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The rest of the night for me is just literally going to consist of watching hockey and, yeah, avoiding eating junk food, basically. Watching hockey and trying not to eat junk food. That's why I'm drinking water right now. I hope everyone's having a great Monday. Getting your week started off right. I'll see you later. Another Monday done. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more videos. I'll put another video in the bottom right so you can check out more stuff if you'd like. As always, I appreciate you. I hope you're having a great day or night wherever you are. I'll see you on the next one.